everyone, and welcome to Jump Up Supercast, the only podcast on the internet where I stole the intro from some other podcast. I'm Will, and joining me today, Brandon.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a Mrs. Doubtfire reference or what.
That's the first thing I thought. Fucking Mrs. Doubtfire. She has the cake in her face.
What the fuck?
I think they stole it from Miss Doubtfire. Noah.
What else can we say? Oh my Jesus. What an intro.
Ills.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Moozy.
Don't intro like that ever again.
And Saf.
Holy shit, was I thrown off my game?
You know, this has been a weird day. I just want to put a little extra little weirdness on it before as we start this podcast.
Like, I'm already emotionally distraught. And you can't...
How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Feeling good.
Good.
Feeling great.
Fucking amazing.
You got a new mic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it.
That's it.
I had about 4 meltdowns, but other than that, pretty good.
Don't have one mid-podcast all the way on.
No, I think it's out of my system.
Okay. We'll see when we get to talking
We'll bring
more
it back,
about the
don't
news. But this has been, there are some weeks where I sort of like look around and sort of like get scraps together for news. This is a week where we are there's so much to get through, so we're just going to get to it chronologically. Now, a thing we never discussed because another Nintendo Direct happened the week it was announced was the PlayStation Classic, which was announced back in, I believe, September, coming out in December. We had 5 games of the 20 games that are coming out on this $90 system that is, like I said, it's, in the vein of NES Classic, SNES Mini. And we got the list of games, and I just want to mostly talk about the fact that this was a problem that people noticed when it was announced, which is 20 games for a library like the PlayStation is not a lot. And not only do we not have a lot to work with here, there's just, things that are missing. But sort of things of note, I guess we should mention, Final Fantasy VII was announced when this thing was announced, right? Big, huge game. Resident Evil Director's Cut, big game. Tekken 3, big game. Metal Gear Solid, big game. But then you also have some weirdos on here like Mr. Driller is on there. Cool Borders 2 is on there. Destruction Derby, the first Persona game.
Destruction Derby is pretty good.
Sure, that's fair, actually. And I'm not even saying these games are bad, but they're just weird, I think, is the thing. Because I mentioned...
I wasn't expecting, to all just put, 20 of the best fucking PlayStation games. I was expecting them to throw in some curveballs.
But the Super Nintendo was that, right? It was, pretty much... outside of Chrono Trigger and DKC2, it was just, a list of just heavy hitters, They got all the big games on there.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so this one is interesting because, like Muzi sort of alluded to, we're missing Tomb Raider, we're missing Crash on this thing, we're missing Spyro, we're missing Gran Turismo.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, Symphony of the Night's not there.
Twisted Metal 2, where the fuck?
Twisted Metal. There's also weird ones where, there's Grand Theft Auto 1 and Twisted Metal 1 when, both of those sequels are widely regarded as big improvements,
Yeah.
And then there's weird ones like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, which had a bad PS1 port. So, it's interesting that they picked that.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So, that's sort of the long and short of it. It's just, it's a weird list of video games,
Also, the other games on there, Intelligent Group. And if you
that's a banger, baby.
That made me so happy.
Yeah. And if you want to know what that game is like, tune in to Jump Up Supercast Game Club. We talk about this game.
We did.
That was the worst promo I've ever heard in my life.
we did an episode on Intelligent Cube. That's what Saf's trying to say. Go back and look for it.
I was going to shoot that promo, but Saf beat me to it, so...
And he killed him.
Walked all over him.
We have the Saf promo, so that's the thing.
You should have talked over him, bro.
Yeah, so I guess that's sort of my thing is we now know what this thing will be in December. Or do we feel are we interested in the PlayStation 1 Classic?
I already got it pre-ordered.
Oh, yes.
So, I had it pre-ordered when it was 5 games. Although I did see a lot of people being like, I'm going to cancel my pre-order now because these games suck. Which, I wouldn't say they suck, but I still think it's worth the money to play these games in HD. Some of them I don't even have like original copies for anymore, so that's super cool. I don't know. I'm still gonna get it, and hopefully, we can hack that shit, even though it most likely won't have that much room on it.
That's the biggest thing for
PS1
me.
Games are a lot bigger than Super Nintendo games, so.
That's part of the thing that confuses me a little bit, though, is that like I think it's sort of an understood thing especially for the hardcore market. These minis are also very easy to hack, and so you can very quickly make this SNES mini that I have in my hand that has 25 games have the entire library in like an hour.
No, it cannot have the entire library.
The entire library, Brandon.
No.
Maybe if you have like a terabyte of fucking
literally every game ever made, not just on the SNES, but every single game ever is on this thing right now. But the one thing though is that the PlayStation Classic doesn't have the DualShock. It doesn't have analog sticks. So like a bunch of games that later Ape Escape is a PS1 game that I have a strong affinity for. There's no way for me to play that on this thing. And you're like, oh,
that's exactly what I was going to mention, was like the lack of a DualShock. Because like, I mean, the list of games, like, in my opinion, is pretty bad, right? And yeah, which is fine if I was able to hack it and I had a DualShock, but I don't have a DualShock. So this thing is completely pointless to me, Because like, just like personally speaking, right? Like my nostalgia for the PS1 lies especially in Crash and Spyro, right? Like those are the two biggest for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, It's cool that it has like FF7 and Metal Gear Solid, but like the PS1 has so many must-haves that are not on this list, which like direct comparison, the Super Nintendo I really feel like had everything you needed, outside of Chrono Trigger and DKC2. So I don't know. Like, the list of games doesn't do it for me. There's no DualShock, so there's no, like, I can't put games I would want on it. It's just all around, like, mediocre product.
I don't think it's, like, bad. But I think it's
bad either.
It's probably the word I would use.
But see, my other issue, though, is, like, Sony, the second in command at SIE right now, Jim Ryan, right? He's very famous for shitting on people who would want to revisit the PlayStation backlog, right? The PlayStation back catalog, where he said,
"Why?"
Will, do you remember the exact quote? But
let me get the exact quote. But essentially, they asked him about backwards compatibility, and he gave it was a pretty just he says he looked at old games and says, why would anybody play this? Was sort of his thought.
Yeah, that's basically what he said. And it's like, so to me, Sony doing this is a clear cash grab, Like, I don't believe there's like any.
No.
I mean, no. Sure. But like, I mean, the NES, but like with like the NES and the SNES Classic, though, for example, like the SNES Classic literally has the best Super Nintendo emulation. Period. Like there's care put into that product. I don't believe the same care is put into this product.
I mean, maybe we'll see if the emulator is really good. But I mean, if you want the full quote from Ryan really fast, we've dabbled with backwards compatibility. I can say it is one of those features that's much requested but not actually used much. That, and I was at a Gran Turismo event recently where they had PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games. In the PS1 and PS2 games, they looked ancient. Like, why would anybody play this? Was his answer, which is. That's why. So like
Sony spits on their own back catalog, and then they want to sell me this product. I don't know. I'm irritated by that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's I think on a larger scale it probably won't matter. I think PS1 Classic will do well this holiday, obviously, but
it will. It'll do fantastic. But just for me personally, this product does not do it. And I also wish I could play PS1 games on my PS4. Just as a side note, that would be very nice.
Yeah, I don't think this product has any utility for me, but I can see why people would like to play those games again. I mean, Final Fantasy VII is definitely great. It's still, it'll always be great, and Metal Gear Solid will always be great. So, I mean, having those in one package at any time is, it's a pretty great package, I think.
It's also the added value of, like, having that as a commodity. Like, it's just, like...
I mean, part of it is the form factor of holding the controller in your hand, right? Yeah. By the way, I lied.
Like I have heavy nostalgia for the PS1, but like I don't know, like this does not do it for me, I need better games.
Like, I'm only gonna get it if I can hack it and add all the games. Pretty much. That's what I'm looking forward to.
By the way, I
trash it.
I fibbed. You're right. That's the one game that it needs. I did fib a little bit earlier. It's $99, not $90. But yeah. So December 3rd, though, if you want to, pre-orders are up. If you want to look at that. The other thing, we got a little shadow drop for I guess a sequel, maybe a sequel. I don't know. Toby Fox went on to Twitter the other day, the creator of Undertale. The Undertale Twitter account said, hey, we want a thing will be coming in 24 hours. You can help make it, essentially, right? Or something to that effect. I forget the exact wording.
Yeah.
Well, he basically just said, be here in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And 24 hours later, he explained
be here in 24 hours. We need your help. We need your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back, and the expiration date, month and year.
Thank you, Brandon. I did not see that coming. That made me very happy, Brandon. But like 24 hours later, like you mentioned, we got Deltarune, which is an anagram for Undertale and is set in the Undertale world. But has anyone here played it? I meant to ask.
Nope.
I played the 5 minutes of it, but my gamepad my controller wasn't working
computer died,
properly.
so I have to fix that first.
that would be a reason.
But I did. I mean, is it spoilers? I don't know, but there was some stuff in there in that first 5 minutes.
There's some stuff in there. Yeah, I think he requested for everyone to sort of not go around trying to spoil too much in the first day or so that the game was out. So we might come and talk about that next week if any of us play it. But it's out there. It's free. Try out the demo. That way, when we talk about it potentially down the line, it won't be spoilers for you.
Just don't uninstall it.
Just don't uninstall it. Maybe it may have been a troll. We don't know, because he may have been ripping off the fact.
That like a joke to me. Like it was like, hey,
Well, because Fallout 76's beta, their warning was don't press anything. There was a bug that made the game re-download itself every time you tried to start it, all 50 gigs of it.
Oh, shit.
It would delete the game and you'd have to re-download it, which is beautiful. Yeah. Just one, good job, Bethesda. Really glad this is only launching on your client on PC.
Fallout 76 is a low-key dumpster fire we haven't talked about, but it's a mess. So it may have been a reference to that, who knows, but Deltarune, like I said, it's on his, he links to it from his Twitter, and you can download from there. It's I think like an hour to 2 hours from what people said, so we'll see. Cool to have a shadow drop. I love a good shadow drop.
Wait, what do you mean 1 to 2 hours?
It's the length of it. It's not super long, so you can get
the whole game is that long.
It's Undertale had a demo too. It seems
to be the chapter 1 of something new.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the full game for some reason.
No.
Undertale
as a game is like 4 hours long, so actually, he's not.
But they specifically call it chapter. Like if they released
I see.
The soundtrack on Bandcamp and they called it Deltarune Chapter 1. So
okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so clearly there's will be more stuff coming down the line. There was a reference. I was told this. Hopefully this isn't a huge spoiler. Apparently there's a reference to the Grinch leak in it. So clearly he was working on this right until release, which is very funny. But speaking of the Grinch leak, boys, we had a Smash Brothers Direct this week.
Yay!
We did. We did.
Yeah, last week's episode's already pretty fucking outdated, huh?
You go listen to it though to see how wrong we were. So Monday. Right. Ills was right.
I'm glad I wasn't on that episode.
Yeah. I think you may have been even stronger on that than we were.
I'm always glad when you're not on.
Same.
Damn. Wow. Damn.
So Monday we get an announcement. Smash Brothers, the final Smash Direct is coming. It's 40 minutes in length. And I was like, oh my God. Last Direct was like 27 minutes. They got so much to show. Who knows? We got it. I would say that, to get sort of the one negative I have to say about this whole thing out of the way first. The pacing, it probably could have been 30 minutes, I think. Yeah. There was some parts where I think it dragged a little bit, which I only complain about because
I really wanted to know about the options.
I love the options. Come on.
The brightness you can change. But overall, that's, there was so much speculation. Who will the final characters be for Smash Bros. Ultimate? What is this mysterious hidden mode? What else do we have left? We got the answer. Box theory, I don't want to give it credit, but it was Ken and Incineroar to open off this direct.
Oh, yeah.
They look good.
Yeah, Incineroar, baby, and Ken. Love them both. Holy shit.
So glad they introduced Ken by him beating the crap out of Little Mac.
The Little Mac hate is not right. It's not right.
Fuck that guy.
So Incineroar is a wrestler, right? He's a fire. He's the heal Pokemon, but he is. I was thought, how much will he be a fire Pokemon? How much will he do the wrestling stuff? He's throwing people into the ropes. He's taunting after every move. I
love that detail so much.
It's so good. He's doing backbreakers. He's throwing out every single thing in his arsenal. Meltzer gives him 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome. He's
from Japan, so.
He is from Japan, so he's got that in his favor. And then Ken, also in that trailer, one among the more unique echoes.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet. I really like his final smashes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, perfect to
it
me.
was really cool. I mean, I always preferred Ken over Ryu,
so
me
this
too. is super great.
Yeah. And he looks way better here than in Street Fighter V, so,
It continues the tradition. First there was Pac-Man, which looked like garbage in the Ghostly Adventures and looked great in Smash. Now we have Ken looking way better in Smash than in Street Fighter. But yeah, so I mean, as Sakurai then says, these are the final 2 in the base game. The caveat of the base game will come into factor later, but how do we feel with knowing that when we get Smash Bros. On December 6th, this is our roster?
I like it.
Fucking amazing. Yes. I mean, the roster was already incredible. Now it's just like the 2 extra additions.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is here.
Yeah.
If I can go against the grain a little bit here.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
The whining and the salt.
Now, okay,
Go on.
to be fair, the roster is incredible. Like, I cannot complain. I cannot, fairly complain about this roster. It's very huge.
And then he's gonna complain about it.
But that said, I will still complain. I think my biggest gripe would be that I think saving Incineroar for last is really weird. I think that, a K. Rool or a Simon would have been a way better final reveal. My thing especially, though, was, the last Smash Direct, when we got Simon, we got Richter, we got Chrom, we got Dark Samus, and we got K. Rool. It was it kind of set this expectation, holy shit, there's so much more in this game. And it's actually, no, it's just Isabelle, Incineroar, and Ken, I think the August Smash Direct set expectations in a really weird way. And the pacing feels off to me.
Oh yeah, definitely the announcement with Simon, the Castlevania Direct and everything, that Smash Direct, that definitely was the best fucking Smash Direct ever, hands down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think for me, I could agree with that mostly. I do think that swapping K. Rool and Incineroar might have been cool, just because one, we got so many echoes in the last Direct, so it sort of would have been a nice sort of way to bookend. Here's all the echoes that we have in the game, right? And then pairing K. Rool, who's this long requested fan favorite, with this wild card that we're going to get to further down the line, I think would have been a cool little way to hey, for all the hardcore crazies, here you go. For all the people that have been asking for a decade for K. Rool, here's K. Rool, and here for the people that want just a wacky Smash character. I mean, we'll just say it. Piranha Plant is the first DLC character for Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yes.
That was so
what in the world?
So good. Well, it's not part of the pack that's coming.
Yes.
But he's a little bonus DLC.
He's a free bonus. When I first saw him, I did not react positively.
I was just fucking confused.
I saw that.
I would have never.
Who saw that coming? Fucking Piranha Plant.
Nobody. Anybody who said that they fucking knew Piranha Plant was coming is a big fucking lie.
They're a liar.
Nobody would have fucking guessed it. And even if no, there's no way. There's no way. Even if insiders fucking heard about it, it'd be no, this is not fucking.
No,
you would have to have seen the video, right? Is sort of the thing.
Yeah.
Until I saw, if you had told me Piranha Plant, I would not have believed it until I saw it in motion. But he's here.
Once again, Sakurai teaches us to expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, This has gone beyond.
And
it is very funny
we thought
because
fucking Cloud was the fucking door breaker. Holy shit!
This is why I'm like absolutely fine with like the Canon Incineroar review, because they still hit us with a surprise out of left field, kind of. Yo, and here it is.
I'm on the same camp as you.
Like, yeah. I was expecting a final character even after they announced the Incineroar and Canon was like, they're the final characters, blah, blah, blah. I was like, they're still going to announce some surprise. But I was no way I'm going to fucking expect fucking Piranha Plant.
Incineroar and Canon would have been fine if it wasn't already everybody and their mom was like, well, Incineroar and Canon are going to be the last two characters. Mm-hmm. And if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking dumbass. And, if every half the internet was saying that. No, I'm not saying they were wrong. And, first of all, you got to be a little disappointed that that Banjo-Kazooie and all the cool people were left out. But it's just the thing is those two, being there, it was like, all right, well, thanks to we live in the day and age that we live in, and everybody fucking spoils everything. It wasn't really that exciting. So to have Piranha Plant there was incredible. One motherfucker. One person leaked that shit.
I mean, the thing is, Piranha Plant separates the normal people from the crazies like myself. It's like if you're upset at Piranha Plant, you belong. There's something wrong with you. Okay,
you're taking it too seriously, probably, right?
There's always like a weird character, like Duck Hunt, like Game & Watch. There's always a weird guy coming in.
It is just funny to me that like. All these Smash characters are normally predefined characters, right? Like the most like generic one might be like Villager, but like in terms of like there's no big character trait to him. But like Piranha Plant is just an enemy. People joked about Goomba being a playable character. Piranha Plant is the first DLC character for Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's wild. I mean, I think that's part of it though. I think that he is unique among a roster of 70. Is something
he's definitely unique, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I mean that like Moose was alluded to, it's free for people that buy the game up until January 31st. If you download it, you're good to go. If you buy it, you need to register the game with My Nintendo is the name of it, right? Not Club Nintendo anymore.
Yeah.
And you will get the code when it comes out. They're aiming for February, is what they said.
Yeah, I mean, and the amiibo for him is coming out February 15th, so like he will be out by then. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
God, we are getting Piranha Plant as a Smash amiibo before we get him as a Mario amiibo. What a world!
World.
That's crazy. Yeah,
but the other thing is that they announced 5 more DLC characters, 5 more like DLC packs.
Yeah,
I don't think they specifically said 5. I feel like they was just showing off.
There's 5. There's 5
it was
packs.
5.
Each pack comes with a character, a stage, and a bunch of music. Is how they've positioned it. Yeah. They're all $6 each, or you can get them for $25 if you buy the season pass.
And if you're,
which is a $5 discount.
And if you live in the UK, it would be $5.39 each, and 22.
We don't care about these prices.
UK.
Wow. Brexit's paying off for SAF. Don't worry, everyone. Yeah. So I mean, that's part of it, right? Is that they said that the first 5 characters, who knows if there'll be more down the line, will be done by 2020, February.
February 2020. It's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and I love this. Sakurai being like, the season pass exists, but listen, okay? If you're not extremely confident you're gonna play every single character, you don't have to get this. Only get it if you're really sure. Like he was like almost convincing people not to buy the season pass, which made me laugh.
He's just trying to find a way not to have to make any more characters.
Man's exhausted.
He's like, please don't buy the season pass so I don't have to make these characters. I don't want them to see these dollar sales.
Either that, or he was trying to find a way when the inevitable happens and a bunch of people buy the season pass and then go, what a fucking ripoff. I bought this shit and I didn't get what I wanted. Yeah. You say, I tried to warn you. I tried.
You tried. So that, there's the 5 characters, $25 you want the season pass. So that's the post-launch support that they confirmed. But in the game, the big mode, we thought it spelled spirits. We weren't wrong. And this was the weirdest part of the presentation at the start because they really went into the mechanics of spirits. which essentially, they sort of have folded a lot of things together into this. Trophies in the traditional format are gone in Ultimate. Instead, there are spirits, which are a bunch of characters from a ton of different games. And they're sort of fused with both the stickers and the customization, the stickers from Brawl and the customization from Smash 4. Right? So they come with stats. There are different types of spirits that you can equip to your character. There's a main one. You can level them up. There's a ton of, just a lot of RPG stuff going on here. They showed off these different scenarios that come with spirits. For example, ones like with the Gordo spirit level, there's an invisible King Dedede, and all he does is just throw Gordos at you. Right? There's one for Brandon where Shantae is there, and you're on a pirate ship fighting Zero Suit Samus, and she has like a pirate sword, right? Well, it's the killing edge. And so it's all these different fights that are themed after the characters that you will get when you beat it, right?
Basically event stages.
Yes, and so they
it kind of took the idea of events as well, right?
Yeah,
I think this is a really good a good way of doing it, right? Because events were kind of getting boring by Smash 4. I think, right? And
to me, trophies were a little bit too, right? Like,
right?
I like the trophies, but I guess we were kind of over it.
When you have 900
games are enough of trophies.
My thing with trophies, like in the later games, especially true of Smash 4, was it was just getting to the point where it was just straight model rips, So like if a character did not have a 3D model, they probably were not going to show up as a trophy,
Yeah.
Whereas
there's a bunch of weirdos.
It just kind of allows for them to choose from literally anyone, Like
Chibi Robo's the first spirit you see, and he gets confirmed as this is another part of this direct, is that there was just a bunch of like just watching these characters die before you, and you're like, oh
death
boy.
to all your hopes.
Here's Isaac, who's back with an assist trophy.
Like, there was a lot of them. Like, between Shadow and Isaac and Springman and Black Knight. Like, it was all these characters that were just kind of commonly speculated. Rex. And then just boom, boom, boom. Deconfirm.
The guillotine drops over and over. So many heads rolled.
The thing that you get for doing the season pass is a Rex costume for your Mii fighter. And Sakurai said out loud, it came too late for us to put him in the game. I'm sorry. Basically, like...
Wow. Which is fascinating, because I feel like that points... So then, like, that kind of gives us an idea of what to expect for this. Obviously, like, who knows what the hell those 5 characters are, right? But, like, at the very least, like...
Listen, we got fucking Piranha Plant. You can't expect anything anymore!
But what I'm saying, though, is, like, newer characters are probably off the table, though, So, like, you're not going to see anything from ARMS, you're not going to see anything from Xenoblade 2.
I don't know. I'm scared to even speculate at this point. I don't see the point anymore.
I believe in
speculate, like, anything.
Monster Hunter.
And I feel like, well, in the last game, the DLC half consisted of characters we had previously in the series, and we don't have that option anymore. So this time, all 5 are going to be brand new characters.
Yeah. And he made that point in the direct, right? He said, you may have noticed last time we used veterans basically in between. This time it's everybody's new. We're working at them from the ground up.
And he specifically said no Echo Fighters too, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, which is also interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So I guess it's worth mentioning though, Spirits. I watched it and I said, this is neat, this is sort of a weird thing for what is ultimately the big secret mode. But then at the end, Sakurai, after he gave us Piranha Plant, already what a weird thing. He goes, this is not a story based Subspace Emissary, but there is a couple of cutscenes. We want to show you the first one. Please take a look. And it is chaos. So first, Fox is talking to you. He's like, we gotta fight him, and you see there's 100 master hands. And you're like, what? And Martha's like, we each have to kill around 10 of them, which means there's 700 of them. I did the math.
740.
70 or something?
Because there's 70 fighters. But instead, you see this big old winged creature up in the sky. All the master hands die, get sucked up into this big wing mess ball. Suddenly, the theme that we've joked about this whole time, everyone's dying, is in fact reality. Mm-hmm. Avengers Infinity War wishes it was this brutal with its characters. It's a 4-minute trailer of just shot by shot, everyone trying to live and dying, except for one man.
Our Lord and Savior.
Our Lord and Savior, Kirby. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, there's like vocals now over the Smash Ultimate.
That was the biggest shocker. Like fucking Fox talking and like Mark speaking English. I was like, what?
And then the lady singing over it. You're like, Nintendo loves vocals now. By the way, it's just their favorite thing in the world. We are named after a song with vocals in it from a Nintendo game. I was falling apart. I'll be honest with you. I was like, what? This is insane to me. But then we see at the actual after the CG cutscene that there's a big world map. You're walking around as these characters. You're going to different places. You know, there's a part where Pokemon Trader gets on a Lapras to sail to a water area. We're getting an adventure mode, a straight up adventure mode, and that's where all of these events that we saw earlier were taking place.
Yeah, what I like about it is that the map looks kinda hand drawn, like kind of in the same vein as like Bravely Default. It just looks, which is fun to see.
Wait, just to clarify though, the events we saw earlier are actually different. That like there's a spirit board,
yes,
where, like you can just do random events. But yeah, there's also
But I mean, the main way you will engage in this adventure mode is a very similar thing, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing, right? And I guess this is the primary way that you unlock characters, right? Yeah. I would assume.
And so that's the story for this, is that everyone is dead except for Kirby. It shows the entire universe dying.
He's gonna save the day.
He's gonna save the day. That Sakurai bias comes through.
Tell me that this is something like Sakurai just really wanting to work on Kirby again is what this is.
He loves
He's
them.
a good, wholesome boy. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Out of anyone, I'm happy it's Kirby.
It's great. It's great.
But yeah, so no. That would be lame. Mario's lame.
Kirby is so much of a better hero. I'm so happy
Kirby's pure of heart, guys.
In fact, I don't want to save anyone now. I would rather just everyone's dead but Kirby, quite frankly. That's
the world is just Masahiro Sakurai and Kirby having a good time together.
Yeah, that's it.
Kirby only, final destination, no items.
So yeah, so that's the big secret. It's spirits. That's the thing that he was willing to blur out last time. How do we feel about it?
Looks awesome. Well,
I really like the art style of the world maps.
Yep.
I like that it's actually taken from Game World. So like everyone kind of said this, right? Like I want a mix of SSE, Subspace Emissary, and Melee Adventure Mode, right? And this seems to be exactly that, you know. And then just the adventure map is really cool. I think like interfacing with a whole bunch of different game worlds, like we see that, you know, like just like you said, Pokemon Trainer riding on Lapras. I think it's just a really neat thing, you know, really taking advantage of, I mean, like a once-in-a-lifetime crossover, right? Like, we don't see these characters interact with each other ever, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's a cool fun thing. Like, it's fun, and it's, yeah.
And it's fun how they, like, took all these different characters and, like, made these little, like, scenarios based around them, you know? Like, we mentioned Shantae earlier, but just, I think that creativity is fun to see, all the types of weird stuff you can do in Smash. I guess, but after those are the two big things, I think, right? The newcomers and spirits. But we got a bunch of stuff about online too, and this was the thing that I was actually really worried about walking into this, because Smash has a series has a history of, you know, having weird little catches with online. But I'm pretty happy with pretty much all the changes. First and foremost, oh my gosh, they fixed the lobby for friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like the outlook of the whatever it's called.
I love that they added spectator mode now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like,
it's almost entirely derived from ARMS, right? Like, which is great because that had a great friend lobby.
It's, I think it's like one step. Yeah, you said it best actually. It's derived from ARMS. Like, I like the idea. It's like you could just sit there and watch your friends play. You don't need to actually participate in the next match or whatever. You can just watch them and see what happens.
I mean,
Sorry, go on.
I was going
to say
even
that's pretty cool.
The 6 of us, like, we would not be able to fit in a room together in Smash 4, you know? So it's like, you then you have to figure out, like, who are we going to leave out, who this and that, and this just kind of solves all that. It's like, hey, look, a whole bunch of you in one lobby, and then you can just go from there, right?
I hope it's easy to swap people in and out.
It looked like it. It looks like you just pick up your little token and move it to wherever you want to be. Like there's a spectator waiting in line or in the actual arena itself. They've gotten rid of For Glory and For Fun. Now you just go into preferred rules, I think is the official term. But essentially now you can set, things that essentially like modifiers that you prefer to play, right? So you can either go for Smash, Team Battle 1-on-1, for example, time, stock, stamina, how many stocks are there, that type of stuff. You can pick stages. I really love that. I'm very happy that there's a hazards off specifically.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
So that's my heart and soul right there.
Mm-hmm. There's all hazards off, battlefield, and Omega form, which is Final Destination. And you can prefer which items, whether to have items on or off, right? All the modifiers that you would want for Smash, probably. And then it will pair you up with someone. It will try to pick people that have the same preferences as you, right? So you will have the game mode that you want. If you have varying preferences, it'll just pick one of yours and then alternate essentially. But the other thing I like a lot is that you no longer have to wait while you're matchmaking. You can go do other menus and other modes while you're waiting, which is a thing that like Street Fighter V has, and I'm very happy to have it.
Yeah. And you know what else has it? ARMS.
ARMS. God bless you, ARMS.
Yeah. You can do certain modes, not all of them.
And they
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. You were talking.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is you can do certain modes, not all of them, but only certain ones.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say they added I chat through your phone through the app.
Yeah, and there's gonna be
it's something.
I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than we had before.
We will probably end up using Discord anyways.
Yeah, but I mean for people without our community or whatever.
Yeah,
I do hope.
But that.
Sorry, I do hope that I do hope that they've actually improved like the online, because they mentioned in that direct that they try and focus on matchmaking with people closer to you than in long distances, just to make it stable. But I play with you guys, and you're way far away from me. So I hope they do take some time to actually improve on the online separate of their solution of.
Well, of course it's going to be better than previous generation, but how much better is it?
That's the question. Yeah, because I mean, well, we'll see. I guess one other thing that's worth mentioning that I think is neat. There's now an elite mode, so your global Smash powers back is more important than ever. That's now how they no longer sort of randomly matchmake you anymore. You rank with people that have similar global Smash powers. When you get a high enough, basically you have enough time in the game, enough experience, you unlock Elites mode, which is essentially, that's the For Glory, but like you actually, or ranked mode essentially, And they said that they are specifically, when they are looking at balancing, looking at Elite mode. And I was like, oh, that's smart, right? Like they're essentially they're planning post-patch balancing, and that this will be sort of one of their ways to very easily have information on who is doing really well or doing really poorly in the larger scene. So that's just a neat little thing that I'm happy they had. But yeah, I mean, I think those are sort of the big strokes of the Smash Direct. Is there anything else anyone wants to hit while we're here?
I mean, Subspace Emissary had 52 minutes worth of cutscenes. How many cutscenes will there be in Adventure Road? Now,
they did Treehouse after this Direct. The Japanese Treehouse said, don't expect as many cutscenes. They said that this is one of a couple, essentially, is what they said. So I wouldn't expect, a ton. I mean, like Smash Brawl had like an hour, which is crazy. I would expect maybe a beginning and an end, maybe something in the middle, which I think is fine.
I can tell you why they're not going to do as many cutscenes.
Going to upload them to YouTube.
Because, Sakurai was so pissed last time.
We commissioned a whole movie, basically, and people uploaded it to YouTube in a day.
I hope at least like the boss intros maybe have like CG cuts and stuff. Because to be fair,
we saw
to directly compare it to Smash 4, right? That had way more character trailers, right? Whereas this one, not as much, just on the basis of having less newcomers. So I hope that because we have less newcomers, that they could pump a lot into the story mode, because that'd be a lot of fun,
Yeah. We saw what looked to maybe be if not we saw Gallium from Subspace Emissary at the end of it, and like that was like clearly in a cutscene format, even if it wasn't CG. So maybe we'll get stuff like that. So I mean, we'll see. But overall, Smash Direct, I'm thumbs up from Will at least.
Thumbs up.
It was good.
I liked it.
It was great.
It was good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It took a rewatch for me to be like, okay, I'm fine.
Like,
seeing Muzzy complain about it, and now he's flopped over it.
I was in call with Moose earlier, and I was like hearing him go through all the stages of grief, ending with acceptance.
It's just, I was very excited for Piranha Plant, but the rest, because I knew it already, because the internet just kind of spoiled it for me,
No,
Yeah,
I went all day. Okay, here's just a little quick story. I had to work today, as a lot of people do on a fucking Thursday.
Pleb.
So, some of us got to make money, and I had to work. The thing's at 10 a.m. So I went off the grid all day. And it wasn't the busiest day at work, so I was, really itching, like fucking fiending to look at my damn phone. And I had to stay off I had to stay off Discord because of you guys. I had to stay off Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything, man. I was afraid to go on Snapchat because I thought somebody might fucking, send some shit. So I was like, damn, dude, I can't go on anything. I'm just going to sit here. And I was going crazy, right? And to get home and just to be like, I just want to be surprised. And to not be surprised was like, come on.
Yeah.
But you got Piranha Plant. I
got Piranha Plant. That's what I said at the beginning. Like, sure.
No, but you also got everyone dying.
Well, yeah, that was cool too.
I mean,
the characters are the main thing. And thank you, Internet, for ruining everything in 2018. I know it's the day and age that we live in.
Yeah.
But
I think the roster is obviously the most important thing. But I was legit shook by that ending with the adventure mode. I was just like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
I mean, part of it was my brain was already mush because of Piranha Plant, but it didn't help. And so I don't know. I definitely went through
I get where you're coming from.
A lot of emotions. But I think at the end of the day, they still had decent. Even though Incineroar and Ken were ruined, I think there was still enough to kind of be like, okay,
yeah,
this is...
I really enough where I still enjoyed it. But I feel like if I didn't know about it, it would have been just so much more hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think partially that's why I think going back, that August Direct, why it was so front loaded, I guess was to avoid this situation, where the characters get leaked, right? You have to assume that's the reason why the marketing cycle was so front loaded this time, right? Where they dropped basically every character in Echo by August,
Yeah. And I mean, we got the full roster a month out, so that's clearly they took a different approach with this one.
At the end of the day, I'm so excited for Super Smash Brothers. I'm gonna buy that shit. I'm gonna buy a hard copy. I'm gonna download that shit. I'm gonna shoot a fucking leaker. I'm so excited for this.
Don't do that.
Brutal.
That was a Kanye West reference. If you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. God bless. Yeah. So. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. Even in Incineroar, when it was leaked for me, I was pleasantly surprised with how good Incineroar looked. Sakurai continues to surprise me with how well he can implement these characters. And that's the story I think of Smash Ultimate overall. It's just all these newcomers, even though there's not a ton. Every single one of them, I'm just like, man, this is so sick.
Yeah. Incineroar, I was personally when there were leaks and rumors about Incineroar, I was personally indifferent to that character. I didn't really. I didn't mind him, but I didn't really care enough to actually get excited or anything like that. But then after seeing him in action and after seeing the fact that it's how very animated this character can be, I got super excited for Incineroar. I'm hyped for that character. It's amazing.
So yeah.
I honestly don't feel like knowing, having those leaks in my mind really did dampen my excitement for the game at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was still really happy to see them.
My excitement for the game. You just dampened my excitement for that specific direct. In just hopes that it's I don't know. It's like Christmas if you already know all your gifts.
Well, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
it's still fun to see them come to life.
Happy for you're still happy. You're like, oh, it's like somebody's like, you're gonna get this, 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 and this for Christmas, and you're like, damn, that's awesome. But now I know.
Yeah. Piranha Plant still exists, though, so God bless you, Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant's that one they hid in the back. Your parents were like, oh, he's going to be so excited because he has no fucking idea about this one.
Yeah, so, I mean, there we go. That is the Smash Direct. Now it's all done by the waiting, boys. It's just a month and 5 days off.
Over a month. Oh, God.
Just a little bit over, yeah.
Oh,
when this
far away.
It's all right. I already pre-purchased it.
One last thing that nobody mentioned. I'm surprised. There was no demo or beta being released. Like, there's no Smash test or anything.
Yeah, that surprises me. I think it's that we are so close to release that I think they're probably just going. But I don't know. The thing with that type of stuff is you always have to make a separate build for that demo or that beta, you know? And maybe they just didn't have the time.
Yeah, I wonder if they just didn't have the time to make us a separate version of the game for that.
I mean,
but
rather than not waste time making one, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely think this is the better way to go,
though. So there we go. Smash Brothers. Time to. We're talking about a game that's coming up. Let's take a moment to look back on games that have come before on the list.
The list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that was. I'm worried because Musamil, you're the one bringing a game to the list this week.
If you don't say the list with enthusiasm, you don't get to pick a game.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I'm worried.
So it is my turn to pick, and I only had 40 minutes, so a little bit of a rush job.
God, will it die?
Me and Brandon will never let that joke die. But
technically, it's been 45
I wanted
minutes.
to go with. I usually like to go with something we kind of touched upon, right? And
No,
I'm not going with Smash. Don't you worry.
Okay.
However, a dear friend of mine was deconfirmed today, and so a very close personal friend,
Oh, here we go.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
So I feel the need to rank this game. Shadow the Hedgehog on the Nintendo game.
Oh, dang it! I wanted Chibi Robo so bad!
That's Brandon's dear friend.
I was going to say Banjo.
Robo. And I was about to call your ass out if you said Banjo-Kazooie.
I was hoping you guys would think I was going to talk about ARMS or something. I don't know. But no, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog is
Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's a terrible game for terrible people. This is it feels like shit. The level design is piss poor. It's so edgy, I've never felt such edge in my life.
That's a feature, not a bug. That's great stuff.
It's Shadow the Hedgehog is incredible, just in how shitty of a game it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking bad.
It's such a terrible game. And thinking about it now, I kind of feel bad picking this game because the bottom three are about to all be Sonic games.
No, whoa, no.
The very at most I'm willing to put it above Secret Rings, no higher. I have a hard line.
Put it above Blanks.
Okay.
Well, at least it's definitely going in the list hell.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in hell, but Shadow the Hedgehog is a hilarious game.
It is hilarious.
I don't care
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but the same thing could be said for Sonic 06.
Here we go with this argument.
No, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06 is a broken game.
Yeah, but it's also hilarious because it's so bad.
Yeah, but Shadow is funny. Shadow is funny,
it's
and
not.
It's not broken. It's not a broken game.
But Shadow the Hedgehog
has its moments.
But it kind of is. Like, have you played that game?
I played Shadow the Hedgehog.
Garbage.
Very bad.
It honestly plays like garbage.
But it's not Sonic 06, and comparing it to that is unfair.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not comparing to Sonic 06.
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
It's slightly better than Sonic. It is slightly better than Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Yeah, it's slightly better.
Bling's
than
the
Sonic
Time Sweeper is garbage.
I don't no, it is.
It's garbage.
So
it is, which is why it's so low. But
I never
laughed.
The one time I had fun with Blink the Time Sweeper is when you got that one unlockable, Brandon. I am all I am, and Shadow cocking the machine gun like a shotgun.
That's
better than Blinks.
Here's the thing.
That's better than Blinks.
You wouldn't have the game won't fight you when it comes to actually beating it. You can still beat it without it actually trying to fight you or trying to ruin your
I don't
game.
think you played Shadow the Hedgehog, Saf, because that game does not function. Like, no. The later levels in the game
you never enter
broken.
a fail state like Brandon entered with Blink the Time Sweeper.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay. Yeah. I played both of these games a lot. All right, and
a lot.
If I'm talking about Blinks and Shadow the Hedgehog, and I played them both more than anybody should ever play either of them.
Shadow twice.
And I hate them both. I think Shadow the Hedgehog's worse than Blinks.
The president has a framed photo of Shadow and Sonic the Hedgehog on his desk.
Yeah, but memes aside, where's the damn fourth Chaos Emerald and all that? Memes aside. The game is fucking terrible.
So is Blinks, but there's nothing good.
Yeah, but Blinks has good ideas. Shadow's like, let's take every bad fucking
Shadow
idea
has a bunch of cool branching paths.
No. That's not cool. There's nothing cool
Those are not cool at all.
None of the stories are cool.
Cool idea.
None of the stories are cool. I don't want to play that game more than once, but now I have to because I fucking bought it.
Playing Shadow the Hedgehog. I felt like I could be both a hero and a villain.
No, it makes I only felt regret. That's the only thing I felt.
I'm just saying, when I'm looking in my heart and I'm thinking about which game do I feel more affection towards? I feel more affection towards Shadow the Hedgehog.
That is true. Like, at least people...
But solely because of the meme factor.
That's part of the game. This is not a thing where the memes happen outside the game. When I saw that happen in the game, before there were memes, I thought that was great.
I might be miserable playing the game, but the people watching me play the game will be having fun.
We're talking about two things that are garbage.
So, are you talking about Blinks? Because you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys had a great time watching me play Blinks.
I felt pity for you.
Brandon, I watched you play an hour of Blinks on the other stream, and I didn't know you weren't playing.
I had to come.
You had a great time.
Me and Kevin were in a call for an hour. I was watching an old stream and didn't realize I wasn't watching the live stream because Blinks is so samey, and you had such a bad time with it.
Brandon, I felt so bad that I joined your stream and just chatted with you. I just had to speak to you.
Whereas if you were playing Shadow, I would join because I want to talk about about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Both of those games, I'd want to fucking kill myself if I was playing those games. They're bad. They're not fun. They're both terrible. Both have shit level design. Both have... No, Blinks has good ideas. Okay? It has good ideas that were executed terribly. Shadow has bad ideas that were also executed terribly.
But the things in the actual game itself, I liked more in Shadow because I had every time I got to a cutscene, I'd say, "What's going to happen next?"
Why do you need?
I would rather watch a movie that's a 2 out of 10 than a movie that's a 4 out of 10 that has nothing interesting going on.
The fucking gunplay.
You're making the SAF argument right now. You can't.
Yeah, being a 5 is bad.
The gunplay in that game is so fucking bad too. It's like, oh well, we're gonna add guns as part of the gameplay.
As it is.
It's terrible.
It's not that bad.
It's really bad.
It's using the same engine.
And the thing is, like, Shadow himself does not control right. And I know that, like, I literally was watching something like last week on Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's like Shadow does not properly follow your movement. It's fundamentally.
No, he's got it. Shadow knows.
Fundamentally, for a game about platforming, that is fucked up. You know. Now I want to know I just want to know where we stand right now, because I'm firmly in right below sticker star.
Can I let you know something? You can put it below sticker star. It's fine.
Wait.
I said my piece.
Wait, so you're willing to so if there's a tie, you're willing to compromise and put it below sticker star?
I'm willing to put it below sticker. I just wanted to talk about Shadow. I didn't want it to die immediately.
Why did you talk about this shit?
Because I wanted to mention the fact the president has a framed picture of Shadow and Sonic.
I fucking hate that game.
Who?
It's so bad it almost turned me off Sonic the Hedgehog.
The president of the United States, Ills, when he's talking about the heroes that saved the world, it cuts to on his desk a framed picture of Shadow and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you mean in the game? Not
in the game.
In real life.
No.
You know what?
George W. Bush did not do this.
Really weird
George W. Bush did not have a framed picture of Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm glad.
I will give Shadow the Hedgehog this credit. All right? I'm going to give the game some credit. Because of Shadow the Hedgehog, at the time in my life that I played that game, I said, wow, Sonic games really suck ass now. And I did not play Sonic 06 for that reason. So thank you, Shadow the Hedgehog, because you saved me from that fucking shit game.
And that's why it's below Blink the Time Sweeper, for being a hero.
For taking that bullet.
That's the only good thing I could say about that game.
Wait, so is it below Sticker Star?
No, we'll put it below Sticker Star. It's fine.
Yeah, I want to put it below Sticker Star. Is there any other, like, does anyone disagree?
I'd be willing to put it above Sticker Star. That's about as far as
I'm willing to do it. I'll buy it.
Let's put it above Sticker Star. Let's do it.
I want to put it below.
Why?
Nah. I'd put it below Sticker Star. It plays worse.
Yeah. All right. So
it plays worse. I'd rather play. God, I hate both.
I mean, both games are terrible.
I hate saying I'd rather play this shit game over this shit game because then I have to think about playing a shit game.
Think about Trey. How much he means to you.
Alright, so I guess
all right, there we go. It's being written as we speak by Saf, the other defender of Shadow.
Number 63 on the list.
Number 63.
Yep.
Oh man, though I feel so bad because if somebody looks at this list, they would think we fucking hate Sonic the Hedgehog.
We gotta have
Sonic games, we just haven't added them yet.
I have a Sonic the Hedgehog like fucking half mural in my fucking kitchen. I'm not even kidding.
I'm just saying, Sonic 2006 is really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 60 is Knack. 61 is Blink the Time Sweeper. 62 is Sticker Star. 63 is Shadow the Hedgehog. 64 is Sonic and the Secret Ring. 65 is Sonic 2006. That is the list. Sonic. It's been a weird podcast. We are Jump Up Supercast. You can find the whole Jump Up Supercast game list in the Pastebin description below. We want to thank you all for listening. Noah, you suffered a loss when Isaac was confirmed as an assist trophy, so I want to give you the final phrase. While you think on that, I want to plug twitter.com/jumpupsupercast and the game club that we do every 2 weeks. Listen out for those. You can make sure you get those when you follow us on Twitter and when you subscribe to us on the podcast feed of your choosing. Because you know what? We deserve it. That is...
Do we?
That's the podcast for this week. We gotta have confidence, boys.
We're really humble.
we hope to see you next week. Noah, if you will, the final phrase.
Well, I was disappointed, I have to admit. My boy Isaac didn't make it in, but I can't blame Sakurai for that. That was completely on the internet for getting my excitement up with that whole Grinch Link thing, so that Sakurai, it's okay. I get it. You can't include everybody. I'm still so happy that he included Simon Belmont, K. Rool, all like the whole freaking roster. Cinnamorough too. So God bless Sakurai. Thank you for everything.
God bless Sakurai.
Yeah.